Hey everyone, it's Michael Kikle. I hope you're doing well today, and Barnes & Noble fucked up yesterday. I love it. Here recently I've been reviewing the Batman Justice Buster volumes. I did Volume 1 and Volume 2, and now I have a review right here for Volume 3, which isn't supposed to come out for like another couple of days. Why are they releasing this on like a Tuesday? Anyway, they fucked up. They put it on the floor, and yours truly, wandering around with his wife yesterday at the mall and at Barnes & Noble, happened to find one, and I got stoked about it. I grabbed it immediately, thought I had another couple of weeks to wait, and nope. So anyway, Batman Justice Buster Volume 3 is written by Aichi Shimizu, I think is how you say the name. I'm getting better. I think I'm getting there. And the art, I assume, well, I guess both do art and writing. They never specify in the front. It just says the book is made by these two. The other person is Tomohiro Shimaguchi. And, of course, at the end of Volume 2, I have some stuff to talk about that may spoil that volume for you if you haven't read it before. So be warned about that. By the way, this is not the final volume. I thought Volume 3 would be the final one, and it was not. They're actually seemingly doing an ongoing, and I'm glad about that, because Volume 1 was pretty rough. Volume 2 was a massive improvement in, like, every way possible. And now Volume 3, I think, might be possibly the best out of the 3 volumes. I don't know, 2 did a lot of great stuff, man. But Volume 3 is even better than 2 was in some ways. Essentially, Batman Justice Buster Volume 3 is about Bruce waking up after the Justice Buster costume took off. Like, the AI for Robin came to life at the end of Volume 2. And I assumed we'd pick up with a battle between Batman, Superman, Joker, or Jason Todd, as he's actually referred to, in case you didn't know that. I thought those guys would all be fighting the Justice Buster costume. And it took off, and Bruce was knocked out, and he woke up with the Joker in the street, and the cops were trying to hold them captive, and they were like, fuck this. So they got out of there. A lot of this book is centered around Batman and Joker hanging out. But of course, this is not traditional Joker. As I said a moment ago, Volume 2 revealed, that this is actually Jason Todd. This is not the Joker we know. The Joker we know may or may not be this other character who we believe to be a guy named Joe Chill, going by the character name Uncle Sam in this book, who happens to be Dick Grayson's Uncle Sam. But in Volume 2, of course, we started figuring out this guy's not his actual uncle. Maybe Dick was too young to figure that out. Dick is an orphan, his Uncle Sam takes care of him. And this Uncle Sam is very creepy, very weird. Everywhere he goes, he seems to be carving smiles into people's faces. And he does it even more viciously here, by the way. There's a couple of panels dedicated to that, which was pretty gruesome, dude. Which was awesome. I really, really loved this. But a lot of it is the investigation stuff of Bruce and Jason trying to find this, Uncle Sam, Joe Chill character. And we get a lot of new stuff with Joe Chill, Uncle Sam, whatever you want to call him, and when Dick Grayson is back home with him. Now, of course, Dick Grayson is still kind of the assistant to Jason Todd, but Dick Grayson is starting to train a little bit with Jason, which I thought was cool. At first, he's just trying to capture a lost cat. Then it turns into, like, him beating up a guy who's trying to get a kid to sell drugs in school. It was very kind of like 70s, 80s DC Comics in that way to me. I thought that was very cool with the new art style we have here in this very manga way. And I loved this. I thought the art was fantastic. Probably the best of the entire series. Particularly exterior shots of like locations and like the Wayne Manor and stuff. Dude, they look great. Really, really great. Very detailed. And I really love and respect that compared to what you see nowadays from like Marvel and DC. This is great for manga adaptation. Once again, it's sad to me when I read things like Spider-Man Fake Red or this Justice Buster series where this reimagining of these things, like mainly here with Batman and Justice Buster, this reimagining is better than like anything that comes out now from DC themselves, like the Tom King run, for example. This is such a cool reimagining in a way that like the Telltale video games were, if you love that. It's a unique tale of all of these things, all of these elements we know of Batman in a really cool new way. Character relationships are changed up. They do a really great throwback in here to a very famous storyline that I thought was phenomenal in the way they did it. Usually when modern day Batman comics or anybody in comics character-wise or IP-wise, throws back to old comic things like Nightfall, Death in the Family, Spider-Man, or Amazing Fantasy 15, or anything like that. Anytime they're throwing back, it's usually a very overdone thing that just gets old really quick. They don't do that here. This is actually very uniquely well done, and I'm kind of shocked and surprised and curious to see what's going to happen in the future volumes. I really love what they're doing here. I love this real Joker, Joe Chill thing. I don't know how much I like the look of him by the end of this book. I don't hate it, but I don't know how I feel about that. But the other stuff like Jason Todd, his relationship with Bruce, Batman in general, I think, was cooler here after the 3 years he's been serving and the previous 2 volumes, what we read there. I think in general, he and everything else is better here. Dick Grayson has more of a character here than he had in the previous couple of books, where he's just kind of an orphan with this Uncle Sam character who he kind of suspects might not be his uncle. It's a really great read, man. If you haven't read Batman Justice Buster, again, for some reason I hope you're not watching this review before reading the first 2, but do know that Volume 1 is rough. If you happen to not care and you're listening to this review anyway, Volume 1 was so rough, it's like it didn't really know how to get its footing just yet. Volume 2 was great, and this was great. So I was very impressed. I recommend it highly in case you haven't read these books. And I'm really curious to see what Volume 4 will do. I hope we're not going to bring in things like, the supernatural stuff Batman does. I really hope we don't go that route for the people who've read this book and know what I'm referring to. I hope we don't go that way. I kind of hope we stick into the kind of realistic way these books are. They're not ultra-realistic like a Christopher Nolan thing, but they're trying to maintain a realism and a logic here that I think is really good for the most part. So I'm kind of hoping we stick in this general area of existence for this storyline, because it's good, and I want to see this go on forever. So anyway, Batman Justice Buster Volume 3, huge recommendation from me. I think it's a great read, recommended, obviously. But yeah, what did you think about this? If you've read Volume 3 so far, what did you think about it? Are you going to get it in the mail soon? Let me know everything you think about it down in the comment section down below. Who's your favorite character right now in these stories? I kind of am leaning towards Jason. Jason Todd / the first Joker in this series reimagining thing. There's something about him that I really, really love. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're going to do something really amazing with him here. I don't know. He kind of looks like Light Yagami from Death Note, but that's okay. I can forgive that. But it's really good, this whole series. So check it out if you haven't seen it before. Definitely worth your time. Definitely worth your money, too. $10 for this. It was only a 140-page volume, or 160 pages, something like that. It's a short, very fast read. I think I read this in like an hour. So it's quick, just so you know. But $10, that's not bad, dude. Because I was looking at a lot of American comics yesterday, too, when I found this. And that stuff is insane on prices. I just can't justify buying that from like an actual store. I will probably have to buy comics from Amazon because they're cheap. So anyway, and used, too, from thrift books. So, Batman Justice Buster Volume 3, again, let me know all your thoughts and comments down below. I'd love to talk with everybody about everything about it, because this series kicks ass. It's one of the best ongoing Batman things, and I think a lot of people are missing out on it. I really do. I don't hear anybody talk about it. I don't know anybody who's reading it, and that's a shame. So anyway, check it out. Let me know what you think. Thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Catch you later, and goodbye.